Hi everyone, this is Sandy Reese with StampItCrew.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Welcome to our August card class. So glad you're here. I haven't been on the last couple of times because I've had company and I still have company. I managed to squeeze some time out to do the online card class because we have card class again tonight. I doubt I will be on the rest of the week. It's just, it's one of those things. So before we get started, I want to remind you that not only do we have select cardstock and designer paper for 15% off this month, yesterday, today, and tomorrow is double rewards. So any orders you place online, or if you text me your order or whatever, I can get that in by tomorrow night, and you can earn double rewards. So 20% instead of 10%. It's great. Okay, so our card class this month, we're kind of looking at designer papers. If I can't remember the name of the papers, I apologize. I will post them on my blog. I'm terrible. I am terrible at remembering names of papers. We did have a recent last chance refresh. So there may be one or two of these papers that will be retiring. But the first one we're going to use is not. Now, this has been out of stock for a while. It's the Velvet Meadow paper. The hero side has nice flocking, and then the reverse side has very subtle prints. Now, I've run this piece through. I'm using the Fern and Flora bundle, or the whole suite, Moonlight Flora suite. We're using this, I'm not really using the stamps. I'm using the dies and the embossing folder. Love this embossing folder. So I did that texture, and you can kind of see the little different ferns, and there's a fiddlehead, and there's a big fern, and some other things. So I've run that through just to save a little time. And then we've die cut this big fern leaf. Have it right here. You could also use one of these other kind of medium size dies if you wanted. And then I am using cloud cover for my cardstock. So this one we are going to, this is a really simple card, but it's really pretty. And it packs a punch. You know, I had a lot of this pink and white flock paper, and I was struggling with, sometimes there's just a pattern that you seem to struggle with. That doesn't mean you will, but I was struggling and I had a lot of it, and I'm looking at the other side that I love because I love this color, and I'm like, I'm just going to use that for card class this month and not use the flock side. So you can absolutely do that. Now, we're going to stamp with Secret C. Now, you could also use, we don't really have a cloud cover ink pad, so I'm using Secret C. I do have one of the cloud cover ink pads, so if you got one, you can use that as well. I'm going to stamp my larger sentiment, sending wishes for health and healing, kind of on the right of my circle. And I'm going to leave the inside blank. And I am not going to put white in there because it's light enough. You don't have to put white unless you want to. All right, now I have a little piece of our cloud cover ribbon, and I'm going to just kind of adhere this over to this side. I'm just going to use a piece of Scotch tape to hold it in place. Like that. It can go down, sideways, up, however you want to do it. And then we're going to grab some dimensionals and pop this up. I am going to try to keep an eye on my camera because I know it tends to, I even adjusted and tightened it, and it still tends to do that, so I don't know why. All right, so we've got that, and then I've got glue on my fingers already. And I'm going to take this and just kind of glue it on. So I don't need to glue the very top and bottom, just kind of the center section. And just lightly, just a teeny bit of glue. I'm squeezing gently because I don't want too much. I don't want it coming out. And we're gonna just adhere that right there. It's so pretty. All right, and then we're gonna use our in color dots. These are the 25-27 in color dots. We could either use the cloud cover, but I'm going to use the Secret Sea, since we use Secret Sea for our sentiment. Let's see, I might do mine there. Isn't that pretty? So simple, so quick, and great card for birthday. This is a get well. This would be really great for sympathy as well. Okay, let me get this cleaned up and we'll get started on our next one. And while I'm doing that, just a quick reminder that when you place an order for $50 or more online with me, you're going to get a set of the card class projects from today. But since we have class tonight, I'm going to make sure I've got everything put back where it belongs, so I don't have to keep running upstairs. Sometimes I do that. I'm like, what did I forget now? Let me run upstairs. Okay. For our next card, we are using, now this is called Forever Florals. It's a bundle. And this has gone on to the last chance list. I'm not sure if it's still available. It was not on the last chance list when I designed this project, but it is now. So it's a really great one. I love these. I love this big background. I love the sentiments. This is just a really awesome one. And then with the paper, I'll post this because I can't ever, for some reason, I can't ever remember the name of this paper. But this is one side, which has a nice kind of masculine look. And then the other side has a crumb cake and white small floral pattern. And I am going to, I actually cut this 4 inches, so it's 4 by 5.5. And then I cut the designer paper 4 by 5.5. And we're gonna cover the whole front of the card with this designer paper. And we're not going to have any white showing. Every once in a while I like to do that just for a different look. So it looks like it's supposed to be like that, not matted. Okay. And then I've cut 2 of the labels from this one, and I'm going to fold this one in half. I had received a card from someone, and she had this closure, and I just thought it was so cute and so simple. So I'm gluing the back half, not all the way to the crease though. And then I put that crease right here, and then try to get it centered close enough, and then press down so that this will open, and it's just on the back. Yeah, it's on the back, it's okay. We're not going to put it down with anything. We're going to kind of hold it here, and I'm going to just very lightly curve it a bit so that it will tuck in a little easier without bending. Okay, so I've die cut one of the images. I used some wax paper, so I've got to kind of scrape that off. And then make sure all my little pieces are poked out. When I do this for class, I let everybody poke their own pieces out if I die cut it. Okay. There's maybe one more right there. All right, let's put those on the floor. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to cut it in half right about here. then we have our label. I'm going to just set this right here where I'm going to center it. And then I'm going to glue this down, just using a little glue. Okay. Whoa, don't drop. Okay, and then I'm going to put it right here. I just don't want it in the way of my tab. And then we're going to do the same thing with this one, kind of down here. Okay, I'll try to hold on to this one. Just little bits of glue, not much. Okay, let's look and see. Whoops, I am sticky. I'm gonna glue this right here. Okay, we'll give that a minute to set, and we're gonna stamp our sentiment. And I could use crumb cake, but I really like my sentiment to be kind of bold, and I'm going to do thinking of you, because we always need thinking of you, because this could be for sympathy, for, you know, struggling with something, with get well, with a lot of different things. All right, now to put this on, we are going to grab our dimensionals, and I'm going to make sure my dimensionals are far enough to the edge that they're not going to interfere with my little closure. And I can put one probably about in the middle. That won't be in the way. All right, and let's put this down right in the center. Maybe not perfectly straight. Okay, and then we can still open and close. Oh no, I had a smudge of glue or something. Hold on, let's get our sand eraser. Let's see if we can get that smudge off. Okay, not too bad. I don't know, it almost looks like it was wet. Who knows? All right, so I'm going to take just a little bit of linen thread. And you can do a double bow if you want, it's up to you. And we're going to grab a glue dot. I like to get a glue dot. Where are they? Here's one. And just kind of roll it up with my piercer and just put kind of a long, thin adhesive right there. And then we'll put our bow right on top. Isn't that cute? What happened? You know, that's glue. I can feel that it's glue. That's when I dropped my, I dropped it on there. Let's see if we have a rubber eraser. Yeah, that's when I dropped it in the glue. Okay, not too bad. I'll take a little, I'll be honest, I still have my markers. I'm gonna miss these, but this is perfect for fixing something like that. Although this one is kind of dried out, it looks. But I think it'll be okay. Good enough. Okay, so that is our second card. These are going really quick today. And when I send these to you, I'm not going to stamp the sentiment, so you can use whatever sentiment you have. And because all of these are going to be good for, what am I saying? All of these will be good for sympathy or thinking of you or any of the above. Did I clean that? Yes. Okay. All right, now on to our last one. This one's not quite as subtle, but you could make it a little more subtle if you wanted. So I had a lot of this paper left. I will post that on the blog because I don't remember the name of it. Something floral. I think both of these maybe have beauty or floral or something like that in there. Okay, so these are our pieces. Our base is Berry Bliss. I love this color. I love pink anyway. And then we have Night of Navy, and we're going to just glue this down. And this is 4 by 5 1/4. Nope, it's not. It's 5 by 3 3/4. And then I'm going to take this, it's a slightly smaller, and when you place the order, I'll send you a PDF of these projects. And this is the piece that I die cut out, and I'm going to glue the opposite side down so that this kind of Night of Navy floral pattern is what's going to show through. Then we're going to pop up this one. See if I have some larger dimensionals. Make it a little bit easier. And we'll do one on the side. We might just go ahead and do one here. That just kind of helps support that center so that it pops up nice and doesn't kind of flatten in the mail. Okay. Get this back on. Cute. Okay, that's our base. We're going to use white for the inside. Because this is a little bit darker. So we're going to go ahead and use white for the inside. All right, now we're going to do our stamping. And we are once again using the awesome Olive Flutter bundle, the stamps and the punch. I love this butterfly punch. We're going to use some of the sentiments and we're using a Night of Navy for our ink color. All right, so I am using this more, not the all solid butterfly, but more solid. I love this because I don't feel like I have to color it like I do the outline ones. And stamp over to the right a bit. And then for the front, I'm going to do Thinking of You. But for some reason my U, here it fell off. Thinking of You Today, that's what it says. I had cut that apart because I was stacking it on the last card. I did Thinking of and then You Today below it. So I just put it back together for the long version. And then Fluttering By to Say Hi. I feel like that could still go inside. That could still be an all-purpose sentiment. And it goes with the butterflies. That's why I like it. Okay. That's all the stamping in one color. Super easy. Then we're going to punch out our butterflies. I like to cut it a little bit bigger so I have this to hold. And then I'm lining up that bottom butterfly and that kind of that top butterfly. And then hopefully the one in the middle will fall into place. All right, I am going to, let's see. I don't have quite enough room for dimensionals to pop up on the top. So I'm just going to glue my ends of my banner. So it's like a bridge over the die cut circle there, little bridge. Okay, then we're going to take our butterflies, bend up the wings, and if you want, you can take your bone folder and just curl them a little bit. Just a little. And if you want, you could pop them up, or sometimes I just like to put a little glue right there on the fold. And I'm going to put one, I'm going to try to put one right there. So it's glued to the blue circle. Okay, I'll grab this big one, little glue, put that one there. And then our medium size, we're gonna put maybe right here. Okay, just a little embellishment on this one. I think we use ribbon on the other. We're gonna use some rhinestones. And I'm just gonna grab 3 small ones. We're gonna put them where the butterfly's head should be. And that just makes, and if you wanted to use Wink of Stella on there, you could. Just be careful not for it, so nothing bleeds. I don't know that it would do it so much with the blue, but pink it definitely will bleed. So these are our 3 projects for today. Aren't they cute? Using up some of this designer paper. This one is back in stock. It is on sale. This one I think might be in the last chance, but it will be on sale in the last chance list. This one, I can't remember if it's in last chance or not. I just dropped glue all over this card. I can feel it. Okay. We'll work on that. Or maybe it's on my hands. I don't know. Anyway, placing an order of $50 or more, you'll get this set of, well, I'll tell you what, $50 is going to get you this. Starting in October, it's going to be $75. But when if you place a $75 order, you can get our gorgeous product of the month for just $5. This month, it's a specialty fall paper called Harvest Glow or Glow of Harvest. Gorgeous paper. And then you'll get the card kit of 6 cards, 2 of each for free. And then and this month you also get designer paper at and cardstock, select designer paper and cardstock, not all of them, but 15% off. And until tomorrow, you also get double rewards. So a $75 order is like the sweet spot. That's the sweet spot for getting all the good stuff. Okay. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Let's see who we're seeing. Oh, Deanna. Hi, Deanna. I'm going to see Deanna tonight. Hi, Catherine. All right. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. And I probably won't see you back here again until next Thursday. We have little kids here. I'm telling you. It's rough. Not used to it, but it's fun. We were playing hide and seek before, so. All right. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.